Just let us know what the weather is for both.
Will do.
I'll try and give you a bit of screen time, alright, Minnie? Well, it looks clear for quali.
That's just the standard loading screen.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yo, Wegley.
I beg it rains.
Hey, up.
What's the weather then?
I've already got a PS5. I didn't press X.
What's the weather?
Oh,
No.
that's so boring.
Okay, cheers.
That's so dead.
Well, you have a good race, boys, alright? Alright, I'll talk to you after the race, alright? I'm in live at Australia for round 7 of 12 of PSF1. We have 12 races tonight. A couple short of where we'd like to be. What are we looking for here? Lovely. See who's furthest along. Some there locking up. I think, looking at it at the moment, Drunk by Fristy is the furthest along. So we'll stay on board with Fristy to see how he is. It's a relatively fast lap around Australia. It's a 29 lap race, 16 corners. The only one corner I think the drivers should lower down the grid want to stay away from is turn 11, turn 12. Has the tendency to put you out into the gravel, turn 12. Or vice versa, it spins the back end round and then into the wall. So we'll stay on board with Fristy now, crossing the line, barreling down to turn 1. Take a bit of the curb here to let the car travel out wide. Clips the grass there, don't want to make a habit of that. Cost them probably a tenth easing off. You want to try and stay away, let the car drift out, but you don't want it to drift out over that sausage curb. Clip the curb on the inside, let the car drift out wide. Just clipping the grass again there. Now he's approaching now, fast approaching through 10. Now he's up to 11. See how he goes through 11 here. Invalidates. And I think we'll see a bit of that tonight. Next one along is Carlos. We'll see how Carlos takes turn 11, turn 12. Go through 11, nice through turn 12, lose the back end, into the wall. Like I said, got to stay away from that curb. Stannerman sets a provisional pole of 199, though I think there'll be a lot more to come yet. Once we see Samad setting a lap. Still on his out lap. Mini putting in a 120.7, 8 tenths down. Samad has set a banker lap on the mediums. as Tycho goes fastest on a 1:19.5. Still a bit to go yet. I can see the lap times being high 18s. Car moving out of the way, nice to see. We'll stay on board with Domain Zane now to see how he goes. Zane going well here so far. The only real problem at Australia is turns 11 and 12 that I see for the drivers tonight. You've got to be committed. Car got out of shape there. Got away with it. Probably cost him 2 or 3/10. Turn 15 into the last corner, turn 16. DRS opens. Tried to take as much corner as he could there. Goes P4 on a 1:21.1. Though he'll go again and probably go a little bit quicker than that. On board with Kuna Matata now, just rounding his lap out. Got a Williams behind him for comfort. Kuna Matata going well here. Cross the line of 1:20.5 to go P3. Nice lap. On board with Egley Usher. See how Egley's going. Back end stepping out just a little bit there. Needs to be a little bit easier on the power delivery. Crosses the line. A 1:22.5 to go P6. Though we can see that drunk by Fristy, CH55 Max, Lion and Tactics haven't set a lap yet. Zane will be boxing this lap. There he is, peeling off now. Kuna Matata will be doing his in lap. It's a one-stop race around Australia. You can either do the softer hards or the medium to hards, which is the easier strategy. Softs to hards is pitting at the end of lap 9 and going hards to the end. I think the mediums is about lap 11, lap 12, and then hards to the end. Carlos out on an out lap. We'll try and stay. We'll find out who's further along now. So we'll give Max a bit of screen time here, see how he goes. See, if you clip the curb upon entry into turn 12, the back end has a tendency to come round on you, and if you touch the curb on the outside of turn 12, it has a tendency to pull you into the gravel. So this is where you get a lot of drivers trying to cut the corner a little bit. As Max is coming over the start and finish line now to start his flying lap, down to turn 1. You can take a lot of curb through turn 1, turn 2. Nice through turn 2. Heading down to turn 3. Short shift up now. into 4. Samad goes fastest on a 19.2. I still feel there's a little bit more to go. Max getting out of shape a little bit there. As we can see, Max is on the mediums. Coming up now to turn 11. Nicely through turn 11 and turn 12. Down to 13. Up to the last corner now. Little bit of wheel spin there. Nice and clean. Crosses the line to go on a 122.2. Go P7. Fristy just coming up now towards the last corner. We'll see what Fristy's going to do on the softs. DRS wing open. 120.8 puts him 6th. Lion just set a fastest lap of 121.4. Puts him comfortable inside the top 10. Samad is back in the pits. Tycho out. 1 3/4 tenths up. And he's backed out. There's only a 10th separating first and second. So I think Tycho will be boxing this lap, and himself and Samad will probably go again. Kuna Matata is retired from the session. That's got to be, he's crashed. Yes, he's crashed. Max is retired from the session. So, I'm not sure has Max crashed as well. Try and find someone that's on a lap. The main Zane's got the track to himself. Starman will be boxing, I would say. Yep. We'll see if the main Zane is going to box, or whether he's building. Yeah. We'll go back on board with Mini, who's on an out lap. Everyone will be starting to make their way now to the track for the last runs. I don't really see anyone challenging Tycho or Samad tonight for outright pole. Yeah, as we can see there, classic. Too much curb. Luckily he got away with it, it's an outlap. Take a couple of corners now to clean them tyres. But he's good to go. Yeah, tyres are still a little bit too hot. But he should be good to go. No, and he chooses the box. He may have enough time to go again, but it'll have to be quick. Go on board with Lion. We've got obviously we've got a clear qualifying, we got a overcast race, but no mention of rain. Let's just see if the front runners are going to come out. Yeah, here they come now. See three cars going down the pit lane now. Samad is out on track. Tycho is coming out. Zane's coming back out. So Samad, I think, will be the first across the line of the front runners. So we'll stay on board with Lion, see what Lion can do, whether he's going to be up or down in the first sector. Currently P8th. Going well at the moment. 8/10 up on his fastest time. The yellow flags are just slower cars moving out of the way. No real big issue. Still going well, GTR Lion. Nice to see Mini moving out of the way. Coming up to turn 11 and 12 now. Nicely through 11, nicely through 12. Should be a good lap, should move him up a place, if not two. And then we'll jump on board with Samad straight away. Just watch Lion over the line, crosses the line, a 120.6 to go P6, and that's his qualifying done. On board now with Samad. Just under a 10th up and loses it going into turn 12. That's his qualifying over. We'll go on board now with Tycho. Half a 10th up. Needs to find another 3/4 of a second. Coming up to a turn 11 now. Nicely through 11. Nicely through 12 and invalidates. That's his qualifying over. We'll go on board with Stanman. Can Stanman do anything? Can he jump Tycho? Clean so far up until now. DRS open. Crosses the line. A 119.2 to go pole. What a lap. What a lap from Stanman. 3/100ths of a second. And obviously we've seen Samad, we've seen Tycho. They're not going to challenge. Unless Tycho's going to go for a second flyer. No, he's out of fuel. And that's qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix. Stanaman, pole. Samad second, Tycho third. Domain Zane fourth, Kuna Matata fifth, GTR Line sixth, Mini Godbolt seventh. Just wait for the timing screens. Drunk by Fristy 8th, Carlos 9th, Max 10th, Egley 11th and Tactics 12th. Just got a screenshot. And there we are. We'll have our statutory 2-minute wait for everyone to sort out their strategies, what fuel they're gonna put on board. Though I would say Egley and Tactics should be starting on the mediums. Being outside the top 10, that's the usual stint. But I feel that we'll have a safety car here tonight, because someone is bound to make a mistake going through turns 11 and 12. A couple of the drivers will. So now we're on the 2-minute wait. I think the first couple of laps will be close, but then once Samad gets past Stanaman, he's just going to pull off into the distance. As we see, Domain Zane has pressed X, probably on the authority of Not Penny's Boat, the league owner. As we see, Max, he qualified on the mediums. Egley has chosen to start on the softs, as Tactics has gone for the mediums. But everyone beyond Max, from 9th, 8th, 7th, up to pole on the softs. Kuna Matata, Mini Godbolts that have come together on the formation lap. So they're back on the grid, so their tyres won't get any heat. They'll be cold. I would say everyone's on the one stop. I don't know whether it would have been right for Egley to be on the softs. The only thing with doing a medium run is that you're obviously you're going to be slower in the initial start of the race, and what tends to happen is you end up a pit stop behind. Just go on board. There's rain on my screen. There is rain. Now, I was told it was overcast. Now, I don't know whether this is going to turn to winters, because your guess is as good as mine. So we'll just have to wing this and play it by ear. But there is rain. As we can see it just coming over the halo now. But nice to see Stan Man on pole. He'll be happy with his performance so far. Car's still lining up. There's about a 6 or 7 second gap when the lights go out for me. As we see the lights coming on now, 3, 4, 5. They'll go out when the cars pick up revs as we see the stops. End of lap 9. And away we go. Stanman gets away nice and clean. Everyone battling down to turn 1 now. Stanman's through turn 1 clean. Got Samad all over the back of him as we have yellow flags. We'll drop back down through the order. Max has had a moment and Fristy dropped 4 places. No damage on Fristy's car. So Stanman still holding on to the lead. We'll just go on board to see if it's still raining. I don't see any rain on his halo. Nor do I see it on Samad's halo. So I think the rain will have cleared. So far so good, everyone through. Just dropping down, make sure everyone makes it through. Fristy's got past Max. Just checking to see if Max has got damage on the Ferrari. Nope, he's good. So now everyone will be slowly settling into the rhythm now. Get the first lap under their belt. A Stanman sets the early pace at 29.3. Samad is just sitting under his rear wing. The main Zane has got past Tycho. So Zane is up 1 place. Egley's up 3. Tactics down is up 2. The biggest losers tonight is Drunk by Fristy and Max. Kuna Matata is down 2. We'll go back on board, see what's happening at the front end. Zane looks like he's going well. Got Tycho for company. There we have the stops. Between lap 9 and 11 as we yellow flags. So someone's had a moment again. Blue car. Yeah, didn't want to do that. Kuna Matata. So Kuna Matata will pit. That's, I would say, as we can see spots of rain on the track. That's ruined his race. Get off the grass, man. What's the matter with you? Safety car. Just see, Carlos picking up a 5-second penalty. Obviously he's running to the back of Egley. As we see Mini Godbowl coming in. And he is going to take the opportunity to go on to set of softs, I think, looking at it, and a new wing. Max is in for a set of softs. Williams double stacking. Fristy having a 5-second penalty taken off. Set of mediums going on. Kuna Matata's in. Yeah, now they'll all be saving fuel now. We'll go on board, see what's happening. Yes, it is still light rain. This will throw a bit of a spanner into the works for a couple of them. Everyone now will be trying to keep a little bit of heat into these soft tyres. I know the cars boxing now and like going on the mediums, they'll have to pit again. And even if you box now and went on the hards, you still have to box. I would feel that it would be a bit of a silly strategy to go on to the hards now, because if the track is dampening, they won't be able to get enough heat into the tyres. On board with Egley up 5 places to 6th. Tactics up 5 to 7th. Mini obviously because he's pitted, he's down 1. Max is back up 1 place. As we see Fristy on the mediums. Kuna Matata on the softs. A couple of different strategies here. So with a safety car, this will help their tyres for about another 3 laps. So maybe now you won't see the soft runners pitting until maybe end of lap 11, lap 12. Some may be able to stretch it and maybe 1 more lap. As we see Egley picking up a penalty there. As we see, only Mini, Max, Carlos, Fristy, Kuna Matata are the only ones to stop at the moment. So now we'll see Stanman. He'll back the pack up now as the safety car is coming in this lap. But I wonder if he can catch some hard nap in here. I'm just hoping he doesn't hold them back too much so they're all tripping over each other. But as you can see, the car's now weaving. Trying to get as much temperature into them tyres as they can for the go. Stanaman trying to catch some hard weaving, and I would say, yeah, he's going to hold him to the line, and there was nearly contact then between the two of them. I feel Stanaman has been given a 5-second penalty for the collision, though I think that will be taken off come the end of the race. As we see him get underway, Stanaman leads him away. Samad didn't catch him napping. I feel that Stanaman should have went before the start and finish straight. That's the normal strategy. As we see a car dropping down the order. Everyone bunched up as we see a car going off here. Carlos being nudged by Fristy, I think. Nice little train here. Behind Tactics. Struggling on these mediums a little bit. The rain coming down a little bit heavier. But we'll go back up to the front. MSA Samad now right under the gearbox now of Stanaman. The main lane still going well in P3. Tycho dropping back 6/10. But it's the type of thing, it's raining. I don't even know if it's going to get heavier. I was just told it was going to be overcast. So it'll be whoever pits first for the intermediates. As we see Stanman and Samad, both penalties. Zane's still going well in P3. As we see Samad looking for a move up the inside. But Stanman will still have the inside. Now Samad will have the inside for turn 4. Nice pass up the inside. Now we'll see if Stanman can stay with him now. Though I feel that Samad will slowly start to pull away from Stanman. Small lockups from the top two drivers. Now Stanman seems to have fallen into the clutches of Domain Zane. As we're heading up now to turns 11-12. Cars are battling through there flat out as we see a Ferrari getting out of shape. Fristy making an easy move on Max. Max right under his rear wing now. Looking to attack him, but I feel it's all over and done with there. Carlos has finally caught up to the back. DRS has been enabled. As we see Samad now has pulled a gap now. As we've seen Kuna Matata, I think he's lost connection. Yes, he has. So we'll go on board with Egley. We'll have a look behind. No, that's not Egley. Kuna Matata is not close enough yet. There we are. As we can see an X at the side of his name, so he's lost connection. So he'll be slightly slower. Samad now starting to stretch his legs over Stanaman. 1.2 is the gap. Zane now is right under the gearbox of Stanaman. With Tycho now 5/10 behind. GTR Lion slowly catching up to the back of Tycho, as so Mini is catching the back of GTR Lion. Egley not far behind either. Still pretty close at the moment. As we see Kuna Matata. We'll go on board with Egley. He's still not rejoined the session, Kuna Matata. Still a bit of rain coming down here. Still not heavy enough at the moment for Intes. Small bit of lag, I'll get off there. Now the top four are starting to gap GTR Lion a bit here. But after Tycho's performance last week, he needs to get back into P2 to get his championship hopes back alive here. This is round 7 of 12. Tycho didn't score any points last week as he retired during the race of Baku. Samad winning the race. So he's got a command and lead over Tycho now. And Tycho being last season's champion, just hoping that would he be able to do the double back-to-back championship wins. 5 races, still a long way to go in the championship at the moment. But it'll be nice to see if it's going to be a close battle come the end of the season. Nice to see Mini back. Miles is still out as his PlayStation is giving up the ghost on him, as we see Mini getting out of shape there slightly. We'll go back on board with Egley. We'll just look back. Kuna Matata still not in the car, as we can see the X at the side of his name. So I'm just wondering, has he lost connection altogether and can't get back in? As we can see that Fristy behind him now, getting ever closer. And so is Max55, Egley's teammate. No change at the front yet. Tycho's looking to line up Zane just outside DRS of the car in front of him. As we see Tycho now, rear wing open, will be looking to get a move done. Thinks better of it into turn 1. Is he going to go for it into turn 3, turn 4? As we see Zane going no, he's thinking better of it. Zane is trying to make his car as wide as possible. Stanman now, 7/10 of a second between him and Samad. Just maybe Samad is taking a little bit easier on them tyres to stretch him a little bit further into the race. But Stanman is pushing now. Half a second the gap. 3/10. Now Stanman's doing everything he can. Just check now Samad's battery, 56%. Compared to 92 of Stanman. Stanman, I feel, should be a little bit closer than what he is, as if he was going to go for a move. Not close enough yet. Nor is Tycho. MSA Samad picks up a 3-second time penalty. This race will come down to penalties again tonight, as so does every race. Australia is not renowned for a track for picking up many penalties, but Samad must be doing everything he can to try and stay in front of Stanman. Getting ever closer again, 4/10 the gap. The same between Tycho and Domain Zane, 4/10. And then a further 3.2 seconds back is GTR Lion. But staying on board with this battle here. Stanaman looking to make a move around the outside. Pulls out at the last moment. As we see Samad's car getting out of shape a little bit there. So are these tyres starting to wear in now? We're into lap 11. So as we see Samad going off into the pits, as so to Zane, as so does Tycho. We'll see what tyres Samad is going to go on. I feel it'll be a set of the hards. Serving his penalty, as we see the hards with the blankets on. And there we go, set of hards going on. Samad drops down to P11. Egley is in the pits. He's gone onto a set of medium. So Egley, that's going to be a hard one. Maybe, just maybe, Egley's going to be daring here and go to the end on the mediums. Big ask. I would say that Stanman should be boxing this lap. Maybe stay out for one more. As he picks up a 3-second time penalty. Obviously too much corner there, you could see it clearly. Mini, I think, will be boxing this lap as well. We'll start to see Well, Fristy should be staying out because he's on the mediums. Max has got Kuna and Matata for company. Go on board with Max now. Looking back, Kuna Matata's not in his car, so he won't be scoring points unless he can get back into the session. As we see Minigod Bowl into the pits. Stanman into the pits, serving his penalty. Set of mediums going on. As he's going out. Mini, set of mediums for him. And he's away. Little bit of wheel spin there. Maybe Stanman thinks he can get these tyres to the end. 16 laps. If he can, it'll be a good call. Samad now battling. Trying to get his... Oh, that's terrible, that is. That's bad. As we see Samad pulling off there. GTR Lion needs to keep going. Don't retire on track, please. Yeah, so not very good on Samad's tyre. As we see Kuna Matata rejoining, so he may get points for where he is. Not very good from MSA Samad. That will go down to the stewards tonight. I don't know what Samad's going to do, whether he's going to keep going. I suppose he's got to because of his championship hopes. But on the screen and from my perspective, there wasn't enough space given. Tried to get the move done as quickly as he possibly could. As we see, yellow flags. They've gone. Kuna Matata coming out of the pits now. And he has gone for a set of mediums. Yellow flag sector 3. I would say that's got to be for GTR Lion. Travelling slowly. Be a new wing. Should be a fresh set of mediums. Easily go to the end from here on a set of mediums. Very unfortunate for GTR Lion. I'd like to see him carry on going and not retire. New front wing going on. Brand new set of mediums. Back on board with Fristy. Out in the lead. But this is where now Fristy is out of position now. Max is out of position as we see Max peeling off and going into the pits. Tactics also going into the pits. Max crashes into the start and finish, into the pit wall. Virtual safety car, so everyone will be on there. They'll have to keep to a delta. But there is your on-track leader at the moment, the main Zane. A Stanman is behind. Pitted a little bit later than everyone. Samad up the P7. Just seeing if anyone's got any drive-through under speeding under the car. And we're away again. We'll just see how long Carlos has been on these tyres. "12 laps, so yeah, they're going to have to pit again. Samad picking up another 3-second time penalty. He's behind Mini at the moment. But there we can see what everyone's on. So we'll drop down now, see where Samad is. Right under Mini's gearbox. So Domain Zane is our leader at the moment, as Carlos and Fristy will have to pit. Being very, going very defensive here, making that car as wide as possible to stop Tycho getting past. Really, Zane should just try and settle into his own rhythm and concentrate on his own race. Got the Williams in front of Carlos, as we see Mini Godbold retiring from the session. That was a big one. Obviously got too much curb and lost it, coming out of 3-4. We have a virtual safety car again. Egley's up to P9. Small bit of lag from Kuna Matata, so it's got to be his connection as Paul. GTR Lion back in the points, which will be good for him. Though he wouldn't have preferred it this way, as he was a lot higher up than P10. Fristy in the pits now, taking this opportunity. Carlos taken over as the leader at the front, Domain Zane second. Obviously Domain Zane is the leader at the moment. On track. Tycho with DRS now open. We're on lap 17 of 29, 13 to go including this one. I'm just wondering how much further Carlos can go into the race on these mediums. Car's starting to move around a little bit, so he's starting to feel the wear in him. He's got to go to he could go a set of softs, but they won't go to the end from here. Max has left the session, obviously because he's crashed out. As we can see, Carlos obviously up 8 places. Egley picking up a 3-second time penalty, won't be happy with that. Multiple warnings. Carlos now, as you can see, going very defensive, doing everything he can to keep Zane behind him, which is, I think, is a little bit silly myself, because his tyres are heavily worn. He should be trying to concentrate on his own race, let the main Zane go, and let the boys behind concentrate on their race. Yeah, as you can see, Carlos is doing his... Oh, and that's given Zane damage. See an end plate come off there. Carlos, that was very, very silly of him. Now he's got Tycho for company, as he will try and hold Tycho up as much as possible. Whereas Zane was probably hoping not to pit again. He may have to. As we can see, it's a right end plate. That's going to make it very, very hard for Zane now to pull away from Tycho. Yellow flags in sector 2. Carlos, around he goes. Oh no, you don't want to join like that. Yeah, I'm sorry, this is a bit of a poor state. This will go to the stewards now, because Carlos has ruined a couple of people's races now tonight. He's been out on them tyres now nearly 15 laps. He's in no man's land. If he pits now, he's going to come out still in front of GTR Lion, but he's ruined a couple of races tonight now by trying to hold him out, and here we go, he pits. Personally, he should have let Domain Zane go, as we see Domain Zane now in 7th because of Carlos not giving enough space, trying to hold the on-track leader behind as Samad retires from the session. This is good for Tycho. This will put his championship hopes back on track. So, looking at, I would say Tycho will be trying to stretch his tyres to the end now. We're looking at 10 laps, 7, he's been on 17 laps. It's doable, but they'll be very heavily worn. As we see Tactics now picking up a 3-second time penalty. We see Samad leaving the session, obviously because he's retired, but that won't keep him out of the steward's office tonight, as his footage will probably be submitted by GTR Lion. Flags in Sector 3. Just trying to find out who that's for. Doesn't look to be any damage. On board with Kuna Matata, no damage. On board with Egley up the P5. As we see the yellow flags again in Sector 3. And there we have, Carlos is round again. Wing damage this time, so he will have to pit. Luckily there's no one near him. Picks up a 3-second time penalty for good measure. We'll see what tyres Carlos is going to go on. I can't see him going on to the intermediates because the track doesn't look like it's wet enough yet. But we don't know with Carlos. New wing going on. New set of mediums for Carlos. Back on board with Tycho. Stanaman and P2 1.3 seconds behind, as we see Domain Zane picking up a 3-second time penalty down in 7th. He'll be absolutely fuming. But maybe Kuna Matata will let him go. Me personally, I would have let him go. As we can see, Zane getting DRS now. Into turn 1, turn 2. DRS will open up again. Kuna Matata now going defensive, allowing his teammate through, I think. But good move all the same. Now 6 seconds further up the track will be Egley. See now if Zane can get away from Kuna Matata and slowly catch up to Egley. Carlos P9. Tycho just doing enough. We'll go on board with Tycho, see how heavy this rain is. Yeah, it's getting heavier, I feel. We'll drop down the order. Yes, to me it's definitely getting heavier. 8 laps to go, including this lap. I can't honestly see anyone pitting yet for Inters. Only 2 people clean at the moment, GTR Lion and Tycho. Though GTR Lion being so far behind Kuna Matata is not really going to have any effect on him. Trying to keep an eye on the lap times. Fristy going well. But the biggest mover tonight is Tactics. Up 9 places, P3. On the softs, I don't know whether he'll be able to get them to stretch to the end. Just try and see how long he's been on them. Been on them 7 laps. Yeah, I feel he may have to pit towards the end, because them tyres now going on to his 8th lap on him, they'll be starting to scream. So Stanman now falling 2 seconds behind Tycho. Doing a good job out in front, Tycho is. We'll see if we can find the closest battle now. Fristy slowly catching up the tactics. The gap is 3.5 seconds between the two. Egley's still going well in P5. Zane has got the gap down to just under 3 seconds to Egley. So he has caught him up, he is pushing. So I can't see Egley really holding the main Zane up. I can't see Kuna Matata catching his teammate up unless he makes a mistake. But we can see now the main Zane has taken 9/10 of a second. 1.1 seconds out of Egley Usher now. But as we can see, his battery is very, very low. Oh, got away with that. Just got away with that. So that will have bought Egley a little bit more time. As we can see there, just over a second. So Zane with it all to do again. Needs to get on the back of Egley. Fristy slowly catching tactics up, but without checking the penalties, which I don't want to do, to spoil it for everyone. We're going to see some movers at the end of the race. The gap is hovering 2.5 seconds between Tactics and Fristy. Stanman dropping a further second down now, is 3.2 away from Tycho. Going well in the lead, Tycho. Nice to see him winning the race tonight, if he can just hold it together. Tactics is struggling as we see him peeling off. Them tyres have had it. That's going to drop him down to P7. As Minnie leaves the chat, it's okay. No longer in the session. Egley up to P4. Egley would love to finish P4 here, as that's where he finished last week. As we see Domain Zane now really starting to push Egley. Egley going defensive here, making the car as wide as possible. Domain Zane coming from a long way back. Little bit of contact there. As Kuna Matata leaves the session again. Got to be down to his connection. Tactics rejoining in 7th. GTR Lion too far behind to do anything about it. Domain Zane now up to P4. I don't know if there's enough laps left for him to catch up to Fristy, because I know Zane would love to finish on the podium here. 9 seconds. In what? 4 laps, including this lap, is a big ask. As we see Egley now starting to drop down behind Zane. We'll keep an eye on Zane's time. It's 9 seconds currently at the moment. behind Fristy. I can't see him do 2.25 seconds a lap. But he is pushing, in all fairness to Zane. But Fristy is going very good here tonight. P3, be hoping himself for a podium. We can see Zane has taken half a second out of him so far. Needs to find at least another 1.5 seconds on this lap to really make a challenge. Nice overhead camera shots here. Zane has taken there or thereabouts a second out of Fristy. So maybe Fristy is struggling a little bit. Stanman almost 4 seconds now behind Tycho. Tycho's car starting to move about under him a little bit. As we can see, Tycho's been on them tyres now 15 laps at the end of their lap, their lifespan now. So he'll be struggling a little bit on these tyres. We can see the gap now to Fristy is 7.5 to Domain Zane. I've lost the timing screens for whatever reason, but I'm sure they'll come back. Carlos will have a lot of explaining to do in the steward's office tonight. But I feel he's cost us a good battle tonight between Zane and Tycho. Stanman, Fristy. Would have been a total different outcome had Carlos thought better about it and given more room. Tycho coming around now to start lap 28. So 2 laps including this one. See Stanman 4 seconds now behind. See what the gap is now with Fristy. Should be about 15, maybe 16 seconds. See a back marker behind him. Across the line he comes, 17.3 seconds. See where Zane is now. Zane looks a lot closer. 6.5 seconds with 2 laps to go. Egley can't do nothing about it. A further 5 seconds back. As we see Kuna Matata's car battling against Tactics. Kuna Matata not in the car here. Look back as we... Oh, he's back in the car now. Looking at it on my screen. Good pass by Tactics. As we see Kuna Matata retiring from the session. I can't see it bringing out a safety car with 2 laps to go. Zane now, 6.2 seconds is the gap between Fristy and Zane. But it will come down to penalties. Maybe Fristy's carrying more penalties than Zane and Zane will jump him. But on board now with Tycho, the race leader, coming across the start and finish line to start his final lap. Had a trouble-free race tonight. Just 1 more lap to go. Just got to hold it together now. Got a back marker in front of him. Though I don't feel he'll get in the way. He'll just slowly look after this car now. Take it easy through turn 4 here now. He'll take it easy through 11 and 12 as well. As we see Carlos now moving up to P8. We'll stay on board with Tycho. As I don't see the positions changing until everyone crosses the line, as it'll come down to time penalties. into 11, into 12, nice and clean. Taken nothing away from Tycho tonight. He's done everything that he possibly could. I feel as though if some man had stayed in the race, it would have been a totally different outcome. But yeah, and around the last corner is Tycho to win the Australian Grand Prix. Congratulations to Tycho tonight. As we see Stanman coming over the line. P2. Congratulations to him. Now we're going to stay on board with Fristy now. 18 seconds behind. Domain Zane 4.9 seconds. It'll come down to penalties. We'll see what penalties Fristy has got. Currently crossing the line, P3. Congratulations to him. Zane coming across the line now. Does he jump Fristy? No, Zane stays P4. Tactics. Penalties himself. I can't see him jumping anyone. Stays P5. Egliosha. Will he jump Tactics to finish P5? And Egli stays P6. And that's the Australian Grand Prix. Though I feel that the driver of the day has been given the Tactics for his drive. I feel the stewards will be busy tonight with Carlos's antics and Samad's. And we'll find out later now in the stewards report. But I think Domain Zane was robbed here tonight of a podium. Just wait now and get the timing screens. As we can see there, the time penalties, like Fristy has got a 5-second time penalty. That will probably be taken off. That was probably for running into the back of someone. But it's down to the stewards. The main Zane with a 3-second time penalty. He'll be ruined on that. Because without that 3-second time penalty, he would have jumped Fristy for the final podium spot. But there we are. We have Tycho taking the race win. Stanman second and Fristy third. I'm Number One Taffy, currently commentating for PSF1. Join us next week for round 8 of 12. And thank you for everyone that watched tonight.